Willkommen zum schon 5. von 7 Videos aus der Robocash-Reihe und heute spreche ich mit Anna, Nadezhda und Anastasia. Die arbeiten bei der Robocash Investment Plattform in Nowosibirsk und ich habe die Highlights aus dem Interview hier zusammengeschnitten und wir sprechen Themen an, wie beispielsweise die Wichtigkeit des Fundings der Investmentplattform für die Gruppe, ihr Office in Riga und wie die Investoren eigentlich checken können, ob die Kredite, die bei Robocash vergeben werden, wirklich real sind. Ja, das Ganze ist wie immer in Englisch, aber sollte eigentlich alles einfach zu verstehen sein. Die Timestamps dazu findet ihr wie immer in der Videobeschreibung und damit wünsche ich euch viel Spaß.
I'm the Public and Investors Relations Specialist at Robocash, and my work is to share the news about the platform and the P2P market in general with our investors and not only. So this is about me, I guess.
Okay, you are not that long in the company, right? So you just started maybe?
Yeah, I started in May,
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. So it's the first year for me.
My name is Anna. I am the lead investor and public relations specialist at Robocash Platform, and I've been working here for over a year for now. And we work together with Anastasia. I kind of help her to make it all public about the platform, but I have kind of a different responsibility now that I supervise the social media marketing thing. Actually, I don't quite supervise it, I try to develop it because we needed some strategy, we need this development. And we also participate in development of the platform as a whole, some special offers, features, and we collect the feedback of bloggers, investors, everyone, the competitors as well from the market, and try to implement the best things to the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I'm Nadezhda. I'm a product owner of the platform, and we develop other features for our investors with my development team. Maybe do you want more about me?
Yes, more about the work of a product owner, that would be great.
We found some features which are more interesting for our investors. We work to improve our service. Now we are working on developing on designing investors profile to do it more user-friendly and informative. We add some charts and something else which help our investors.
Okay. And why we are here in Novosibirsk? Because, as I learned, a lot of people are working in Kemerovo.
Technically, the platform was born in Novosibirsk. Initially, the group's history started in Kemerovo, but Novosibirsk is a city with big potential in terms of technical development, because there are many universities that educated IT specialists. The group's idea is to develop all software in-house, so we need strong developers and IT specialists here. And also it's good infrastructure for business operations. Also, it is the third biggest city in Russia with over 1.6 million people. And that's why Sergei Sidov decided to open office here and hire people. So now it's a vital part of the development team in Novosibirsk. I was one of the first people who enjoyed this office. I come to company as a project manager for P2P platform.
And you have also an office in Riga, right? Because you were based in Riga before?
Yeah, right.
Do you know how many people are working in Riga?
Do you know how many? Because I'm not sure. Riga?
We have a big risk team in Riga. I think it's maybe 12 people or more.
But they are working not in particular for the platform, but for the group, right?
Yeah, for a group.
Yeah.
Okay. And this building here, where we are now, this is not just for Robocash. So we are in the 11th floor. You rented the whole floor for Robocash?
Yes, it's rented space. So we are growing constantly. However, we have a huge building in Kemerovo which officially belongs to the holding.
Do you mean the new one we saw, or?
Yeah, one.
The new one, yes, right? Yeah.
And I heard yesterday there's also one here under construction in Novosibirsk, or?
We just talked a
yes.
little about it.
Yes, there is. I've never seen it, to be honest, but yes, there is one under construction here. But due to the COVID, we had to, slow down the construction process. So we moved to this office as a permanent decision. Permanent is something for for a short amount of time, right? So when this COVID crisis is over, if it's over, we will carry on constructing and we'll move to that building, probably.
Talking about other platforms, what are the top 3 P2P platforms for you beside Robocash? I guess you are well informed in the industry, so you will probably take a look at the others. What would you say? What are the most important competitors for you, or top 3 platforms, if you want to comment on them?
Yeah.
I think that we can just say that we monitor, and of course we know the best practices from the big market's peers, and basically I think those that are well-known platforms, because the industry is not so huge in terms of players. So let's keep it like that.
Okay. Yeah, wouldn't want to say names. He who must not be named.
But they are not only competitors on a platform level, but also as a loan originator, because I heard last week that you have also a new competitor in the Philippines, for example. I think Via Invest will start there also a loan business funded by the investors. So there are more competitors in different levels.
Yeah, of course we do have competitors here in Russia that, say there are loan originators in Russia that place loans on Mintos, say, for instance. And so we just keep this competition healthy, and it's not bad. I mean, any competition is great it's good for a healthy market. So we just work to be one of the best competitors
and making more ambitious plans
sure.
for the future.
And what do you think changed the mind of the investors? If they say, okay, we can invest maybe more in Robocash, or we can start investment on Robocash? Especially in that time, because everyone was careful about money and
Yeah, it's a good point, and I think 2019 was also quite a good year for P2P market in Europe, but then there were some bad situations on the market, and then 2020 came and it got even worse. But still, I think P2P loans and P2P investment is quite a good asset with good returns if we compare it to other assets. And this is why it is still very attractive as long as you pick the right platform. Of course, you need to check many points, to read a lot, to check the reports, the reliability of the company behind a platform or group if there is one, or the loan originators if it's a marketplace. But as it is, I think P2P investment is quite an attractive asset. This is why, we were sure that it would happen this way. We just need to do our thing, to stay reliable, to fulfill all our obligations, never to fail. And like I said, it worked out.
When you said you should check the platform before, what would you say? What are the 1 or 2 main things investors should check for a platform? Or 3 things, maybe?
Okay, I will try and count. I think first of all, it's the platform's history, I'd say. Of course, the longer a platform operates, the more reliable it probably is, especially when it went through the crisis and it's still working well. It is a very important point, which says that probably this platform can be trusted if it's been through the 2020 thing and it's still working well. And another thing I think is documentation, reports, and the creditors, loan originators, how real they are, how they're doing. First of all, if they publish their reports at all, and then if they're audited and if they look good. I think these are the 2 points: the background and the reports, financial reports.
Cool. Let's talk about your plans for the rest of the year and the next year. Do you have some roadmap? What are your plans for Robocash for the nearest future?
They're huge.
Such a huge plan.
Now we are working on designing the investor's profile.
I saw it already here.
Yeah.
We will redesign this further.
And I said about mobile app. We plans to launch maybe in start of the next year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all our plans.
And of course, you want to raise your investor base, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talking about these scams and so on, so a lot of investors are worried about if the loans are real. So how can they check it on Robocash if the loans are real? I mean, I think for you it's a strange question, but is it possible
It is.
to check?
Well, there is one thing that is very representative here. So every month, so there is an internal procedure for it. Every month, our financial debt takes 3 databases. So the clients, the database from the loan originators, and that from the platform, and they kind of match them. So everything must be the same. If there are mismatches, then of course, I think financial debt takes some measures and double checks what happened, but I don't think that happens normally. So every month they match these databases and do the compliance thing. But this is internal, of course, investors cannot check this.
Yeah.
But another important thing is that if this database didn't match, then the auditor would see these discrepancies, and they wouldn't even give us this audited, check.
Yeah.
So the audited reports wouldn't be given to us because the loans are false. So this is visible to the auditor. So yeah, this is, I think, the main mark. But as for the loans themselves, I think no, an investor cannot just check what kind of loan they are taking, like the gender, the age of a borrower, because we actually have inside the holding quite a strict policy on privacy of borrowers.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we might consider adding some more information, very general information about borrowers, but I can't promise anything for now. So the audited reports would be the best proof that the loans are real.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have
Good to hear.
Yeah, I don't know if you decide to leave this part here or cut it out, but there is actually a Benford analysis made by Bulldog P2P, so which I think is also aimed at checking whether the loans are real or not. Yes, so we passed, luckily. Yeah.
I heard of it. These databases, are they just focused on Russian loans or from all the company?
All of the companies. So say on Robocash now we have loans from the Philippines, Spain, and commercial loans from aus Riga, the 2 loan originators. So take, for example, Spain. They take database of loans funded through the platform in August. Then they get the database of clients for August that were given a loan, and then the database of a loan originator, also what loans they processed, and so they all must match. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's how it happens.
Sounds good. But talking about funding, so that means that the Robocash investment platform is not that important for the Robocash group for funding, right? So right now.
I would say it is an important source of funding, but it's not the biggest one. And yeah, so it depends on each particular company and how they work. So for example, Vietnam used to place loans on the platform, but then we understood that it didn't need any additional funding, so we just discarded this loan originator. So it depends on the needs of each particular company. And speaking of the level of Robocash group as a whole, we do have different resources of funding. So, and P2P platform is one of them. I think it's about 10 to 12% of the whole funding, right? Yeah.
But it's not that much compared to other platforms.
Yeah, so it's not that much because we have other sources, like I said, but still for some companies it's it's quite important. Depends. So it can be up to 40% of the whole funding of a company, of a loan originator.
So we are at the end of the interview. Would you say something to the investors maybe? Something what I missed maybe? Is there anything you want to add or not?
I need to think about it.
Yeah, okay. So we can say that we're glad for this opportunity to show and share with you the work that goes on behind the scenes. So, and that we every month we conduct webinars, and we have these chats where both new investors and existing, they can ask any questions related to the platform. So we just want to invite you to participate in these webinars and chats more actively. And if you are interested to come to here in Novosibirsk once again.
You are also open to investors. So if an investor would like to visit you here in the office, would it be okay for you?
Yeah.
Why not? Would be happy to.
Okay.
Why not?
But you haven't so far some investors who visited you?
Not that I know. Did you?
I know.
I don't think we have anyone.
Because I heard it from the Baltics, a lot of investors are going to Riga or Tallinn to visit platforms, and it's pretty normal, I would say. But maybe Novosibirsk is too far away.
They're not sure that
and they need a visa and so on.
they want to go.
Yeah.
So far away.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you here, and thanks for this opportunity also.